The NYPD's dive team is in the water right now searching for missing pieces of that helicopter. It appears the car crashed through this gate right behind me. You can still see pieces of it scattered on the ground. They also focused their attention on two e-bikes that were left on the sidewalk outside. I want you to take a look at this video we shot of those e-bikes, and you can see that they are charred, practically melted. Whatever the reason for dropping the charges, one thing we know for sure, he won't be facing them again. The dangerous social media trend of subway surfing may have claimed 2 young lives in Brooklyn. Now to Tremont, where police are searching for the person responsible for stabbing a man 4 times in Schuylerville last night. And actually, if you look into the Hudson River right now, you can see one of those boats that just came back from the Jersey side. Let's pan over here, Nick, to your other side. Right here, we can see some of the crews coming across Pier 40 right now. Commuters are relieved to hear that trains are back on track this morning, especially after hearing that last night there was this power outage that disrupted service. 16,000 nurses ready to walk off the job, and right now a protest is underway. The department collecting $15 million in fines and fees. During the press conference, a few of them were yelling at the mayor, asking how is this allowed to happen? They want some accountability on this front, and we heard that same frustration from the borough president, Vanessa Gibson. Louis Lamboy tells me this all started after he asked her if she had his mail. This afternoon, police are searching for the gunman who shot a man at a NYCHA complex in Morrisania. Today, we got our first look at the woman police say is responsible for her death. Why didn't you stop?
This wasn't me.
We just got an update from officials that some of those residents are being allowed back into the building, all except those that live on the F and G lines of the building. We're also learning that hot water and heat is still out at this building. This as crews are still inspecting the stability of the impacted corner of this building. And officials made one thing clear this afternoon: the road to recovery is going to be a long one. Explosion in Monthaven sends the corner of a 20-story building crashing to the ground, shaking residents inside.
It was like boom, and there was just a bunch of smoke I saw outside.
It happened at about 8:10 this morning in the Mitchell houses at 207 Alexander Avenue. Ada had just dropped off her kids at school and saw smoke and called 911.
And the whole thing just like collapsed. What if somebody died? What if it dropped on somebody and they cannot walk?
The FDNY says K-9 searched the rubble for signs of life. They didn't find anyone, as they say no one was hurt or killed.
We avoided a major disaster here.
The FDNY says they believe the explosion happened in the ventilation shaft connected to the building's boiler, causing the chimney to collapse. We're told there was work being done on the boiler. The mayor noting today is the first day heating is turned on in public housing buildings.
When gas is involved, you want to be take as much precaution as possible. And when things like this happen, you investigate to determine how do we alleviate, if not eradicate it from happening in the future.
Families living in apartments on the F and G lines evacuated as the building department inspects the foundation and stability of the building. Residents reporting smelling gas for weeks, saying no action was taken when they told management.
We send resources down from the state to make sure that boilers get fixed, to make sure that elevators get replaced. We have to get a clear accounting of what happened and who is responsible.
And officials say the cleanup could likely take days, the investigation into this weeks. Meanwhile, crews are now going door to door to speak with residents who have been allowed back into their apartments to see if there's anything of concern, any cracks or anything else that they'll need to look into. That's the latest here from the Monthaven section of the Bronx. I'm Nadia Galindo, News 12. Pouring rain didn't stop Brooklynites from lining up outside the Campaign Against Hunger in Bed-Stuy.
It's real tragic that they making these decisions to cut SNAP.
Jordan Nathaniel's here to fill his bags with food he'd normally buy using SNAP benefits, which he's not counting on getting amid the government shutdown.
Lettuce.
And he's not the only one.
This is my second pantry I've been to for today because there are no food stamps. How am I supposed to feed my 4 children?
It's going to be a crisis.
Dr. Melanie Samuels says the looming pause on SNAP is driving them to a breaking point.
Going to be out of food if we don't get enough funding.
Some of the food they depend on comes from City Harvest. Volunteers busy packing rescued produce at the organization's Sunset Park warehouse to be sent to hundreds of food banks across the city.
The need is high all across the city, the highest we've seen on record.
Volunteers like Hannah Kupfer understand the need.
I figured the best way to help would be to actually show up and do something.
Her family also depends on SNAP benefits.
I could go hungry, but I don't want my son to go hungry.
The produce they're packing here is destined for a food distribution event this weekend for federal workers who are without paychecks during the government shutdown. Brooklynites taking action to help each other, hoping Congress will take action to prevent hunger. In Sunset Park, Nadia Galindo, News 12 Brooklyn. Cold, refreshing water pouring out of a hydrant in Crown Heights provides Rocky a refreshing drink.
Nope, drink the water.
And over on East 96th Street in Brownsville, not one, but two open hydrants serve as a water wonderland for kids.
It feels good. We're having fun out here.
And a way to beat the nearly 100-degree heat during a partial power outage.
The AC is not working inside, so you'll find most, if not everybody outside, at least trying to enjoy some of this water here.
But the Department of Environmental Protection says illegally opened hydrants are causing problems.
Yesterday we saw probably some of the highest water flows that we've seen in at least a decade because of the number of open hydrants.
So the DEP wants New Yorkers to use one of these, known as a spray or sprinkler cap. And that sprinkler cap goes a long way towards conserving water. Without it, 1,000 gallons a minute shoots out of the fire hydrant.
With the spray cap, you're looking at 25 gallons a minute. So that's a massive difference.
Open hydrants can lead to low water pressure, impacting firefighting efforts, and it can reduce water supply to residents. So if you want to cool down, simply visit your local fire department and request a spray cap to keep the cool times rolling.